Today, we talk about a very powerful Tantra symbol, tool, and yet often misunderstood the skull, or Khopadi in Hindi, or Kapal, Munda in Sanskrit. Many people instinctively feel discomfort, fear, or even dread towards skull imagery. Some ends up associating automatically skull with death, danger, or even evil. Well, that's mostly heavily influenced by cultural conditioning, media portrayal, or at times religious beliefs. Many cultures indeed have a skull as a representation of mortality, decay, poison, danger, or threat. Yet, if we step deeper into the profound and rich tradition of Siddha Tantra, we find that skull holds an entirely different meaning. Skull in Siddha Tantra symbolizes deep spiritual truths, awakening, even compassion and sacredness of life. At its most fundamental level, the skull does symbolize human mortality, and for those uncomfortable facing the reality of death, it naturally triggers anxiety or existential dread. But rather than threatening violence or negativity, in Tantra, skull is about humility, reminding us of the impermanence of life and preciousness of each moment. And also, skull is an ultimate symbol of equality, you know, beyond race, wealth, or status, or any superficial difference. Beneath everything, we all share the same destiny, the same humanity, and the same essential truth. And artists, philosophers, and poets throughout history have recognized this, using skull imagery not to frighten but to inspire deep contemplation and emotional understanding. And within Tantra symbolism, the skull or kapal represents more than death. It is a sacred vessel containing the brain, which is the seat of mind, knowledge and wisdom, and holds consciousness, connection to consciousness. Siddha Tantra describes skull as a container of infinite wisdom, tool to connect with infinite wisdom through yogic practices and Tantra meditations. And in Tantra, skull also is very deeply connected with the Sahasrar Chakra, the thousand petaled lotus at the crown of the head. And it is this thousand petaled lotus, Sahasrar, where the Shakti, the Kundalini Shakti rises and unites with Shiva at this chakra. And when this union happens, Amrit drips through skull, the nectar of immortality, the Amrit, saturating the being with divine bliss, peace, and wisdom. This nectar of Amrit is a very blissful and rejuvenating shower descending through the crown chakra and brings peace, love, grace, wisdom, and enlightenment with it. This Sahasrar, thousand petal lotus, is the Brahmarandra, the gateway where the individual consciousness merges with the universal consciousness, which is a step to liberation or moksha. And this skull also is about Shaktipat, symbolizes this Shaktipat, transmission of spiritual energy from guru to disciple. In Kal and Siddha lineages, this energy, Shakti, enters through the crown chakra, filling the disciple's mind and symbolically turns this skull into a sacred vessel receiving divine wisdom and grace. And also, skull is about a symbol of mental emptiness and receptivity. Now, in Tantra practices, we often emphasize emptying the skull, clearing the mind of preconceived notions, prejudices, rigid beliefs, and attachments. And only an empty skull, free of its mental clutter, can truly receive higher wisdom, insights, spiritual nectar. And one needs to cultivate spaciousness in the skull through meditation, contemplation, and discipline. Now, the skull did indeed gain sacred prominence because of Shiva as Bhairav, the skull bearer. Shiva Swachanda Bhairav wears skull garland. The fierce goddesses such as Kali, Bhairavi, Dakini wear skull garland, which symbolizes profound esoteric teachings in Tantra. Kali's garland of skull represents the Bij mantras, matrikas, the Sanskrit letters, the ultimate reality manifesting as primordial sounds, the Bij. In Siddha Dharma, Kurukulla Devi ji, Vajra Yogini ji also wear 5 skull crown, symbolizing the 5 element of control and victory over 5 element and victory over the 5 maladies, anger, desire, ignorance, pride, envy, jealousy, embodying compassionate wisdom. And all that is disguised in fierce imagery for a very profound reason. Now, in certain Kapalik practices in Tantra, one meditates in cremation ground, directly confronting death. Why? To transcend the dualities like pure and impure, fear and freedom, and advanced Veer, heroic adepts perform even certain rituals we may seem horrifying on the outside. But with pure awareness, such practitioners turn fear into liberation. Skull then acts as a reminder of body's impermanence and the spirit's eternity. This cremation ground, Smashan, is a sacred Tantra site precisely because it shatters this illusion. Now, the Tantric adepts meditate amidst skulls and corpses, not out of morbidity, but because it destroys attachment and fear and the limitation of the mind. Ultimately, to cultivate detachment, courage, and clarity. In Kolantak Siddha Dharam, the skull is a symbol of ultimate reality's secret, the Kapal Maharas, transmitted by great Mahasiddhas. In certain practices, we do meditate on skull's top crown, the Brahmarandra, as a gateway to infinite consciousness. Now, it is also well known that meditation has ability to change brain structure, neuroplasticity. Certain practices, when done with right meditation, promotes neural growth and gives cognitive flexibility, which is a very good way for enhancing one's psychological well-being and emotional maturity. Skulls, Kapal are very central in Tantra rituals and even ritual feasts, Gana Chakra feasts. Skulls acts as a reminder to us to cultivate this Siddha Chitta, the ultimate Siddhatva, the enlightened state of being and mind. Amidst this lies transient and illusory nature. Now, the skull's symbol, of course, is very rich in Siddha Tantra and has many different approaches and multifaceted and meaning and very profoundly liberating. Reminder of death as a sacred vessel of wisdom, as a powerful tool for spiritual awakening, and by openly confronting mortality through symbolic skull meditation, one can practice cultivating deeper self-awareness and courage. So there's a lot one can talk about skull as a symbol, and a lot is still revealed in practices. No? Needless to say that skull is a very important and powerful Tantra symbol. And by knowing its significance, one can understand its importance, and there is no need to feel discomfort or fear around it. It's very natural. Everybody has a skull. We all look in the mirror every day, and there is a skull there. It's just that it is conveniently hidden behind the skin of the face, but it is still there. That is the naked truth. So one can be accepting that, and that's the natural life. The body has skull and bones. Beneath the veneer of different colors of skin, different textures and different expressions of the muscles of the face, the skull remains the same. Whether you smile, whether you cry, the skull remains the same.